All right, hi, I'm Phil Baklar, and I'm on this interview with Frank Wesseler. And Frank's in Germany, so he was kind enough to make this work out with all of our time crunches. So
Yeah,
thank you for your willingness to present at the conference and talk with me about your plan. So you're presenting on the bikablo method, and why don't you talk about introduce yourself and talk about what you're going to do.
yeah. Okay, so as you said, so my name is Frank. I'm based out of Germany. I live in the beautiful city of Düsseldorf,
Yeah.
and I'm very happy to come over to DC to present the bikablo technique. And it's not just me who's coming over. Also, my colleague Stefan is going to come over. In terms of my background, I'm I rather have a business consultancy background. So I have a lot of experience in business process optimization. I'm a Lean Six Sigma Master Black Belt, and I have been doing a lot of trainings regarding Lean and Six Sigma, running workshops. And well, I just discovered that visualization, and for me, especially the bikablo technique, just helped me a lot to improve the learning abilities of my participants. So first of all, it's more energizing, it's more appreciative, and they can remember the content that I'm teaching them a lot better. So yeah, ever since I discovered it, I have been using it. And since the beginning of this year, I'm now part of the bikablo trainer team. And what we're going to present is we're running 2 breakout sessions. One is really just an introduction into the bikablo technique. So giving an overview what the technique is all about, and well, giving you a glimpse of what it really is, but also lots of practical exercises so that as we present, you can just sketch as we go and well, experience the bikablo technique firsthand. So that is one of the breakouts that we're doing. So that's just a basic presentation of the bikablo technique. And the other workshop is more about, we call it thought sketching. So it's rather going to be, again, like in a sketchnoting format, but where you work in groups and pairs, and where it's all about kind of like, well, we are putting some thoughts or sentences out there, and we're going to introduce what we call the bikablo quick and dirty technique, where you really reduce we reduce to the max. So we're really trying to introduce figures, characters, pictograms, but well, let's just say not in a very nice style, but in a style that where you will still be able to recognize what the pictogram stands for or what the figure stands for, and that you're very fast, so that you can very fast, quick, well, that's what we call it, quick and dirty, very quickly sketch a situation or a thought, something that you were thinking about. And that is going to be the second session that we're doing.
All right, very good. So tell us a little bit more about the other person who will be working with you.
That's going to be Stefan. So as I said, I rather have a business background, like training, facilitation, workshops. And Stefan, he's the illustrator amongst us, let's say. So he really has got the illustration background, the graphical background. I think he studied communications design, and he's doing a lot of these explanatory cartoon comic videos.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so he's doing a lot of that stuff. So and I think it's a great combination. We often teach in pairs, and we have one person who rather has got the graphical background. If there are any questions, let's say, that go beyond the standard, and he can also talk a lot about backgrounds. And I think we are going to talk about in our second session also a little bit about the dual coding theory, just to explain why actually it's good to use visuals rather than just language and text and all that. And as I said, so teaching in pairs, I think, is a great combination. Also depending on the audience that you have, but we can spend more time with the participants. So that's why also what we're going to do. That's what we're going to teach in pairs.
Very good, thank you. So if you had to say who should go to your breakouts, what kind of person or practitioner would you say should go to your breakouts?
I mean, of course, everybody,
Oh,
but no, I'm just kidding. But I think for the first session, like where we're really just going to introduce the bikablo style, I think this is especially for people who are new to visualization, if they want to learn a technique that's easy to comprehend and where they can get the rubber on the road quite quickly, so that they are, able to visualize quite quickly with a basic technique. I think that, from my understanding, is going to be the participants for the first session. But of course, as well, people that are interested in learning about the bikablo technique, which, from my point of view, is a very structured approach. It has got a methodology behind it, how we teach it. So, of course, everyone who's interested, who maybe, who has seen the books or who has used the icons and pictograms, but who now wants to learn a little bit more about it. So I think that's rather going to be for the first session. For the second session, I think maybe people that really would like to, or that work in an environment where they have to quite quickly get content into a visual format. So that's where the quick and dirty technique is really strong. So where you can really sketch something within seconds. And then people that have the challenge where within a short period of time where you have to visualize a sentence or a situation. And I think it's also going to be a good exercise. So you're going to work in groups and you have to visualize content that probably you haven't been, that you have, or sentences or situations that haven't been addressed to you before. So,
right.
We're going to teach the technique, some basic icons, and then it's more about you to put these thoughts and sentences into a visual diagram.
Very good. Well, thanks for taking time for the interview. We hope that everybody signs up for yours, but maybe someone will come to mind too. So,
I hope so.
Yeah. We'll see how it all goes.
Like I said, it's just going to be a very open session, and maybe somebody's just gonna join. And we always say, the people that are going to be there are going to be the right people. And if they want to switch sessions in between, I think that's fair enough too. If you're there and you feel like it's not the content that you expected, then probably just join another session. I don't know how strong the registration rules are, if you can just jump from breakout session to breakout session.
But we'll see. I'll check. So,
okay,
well,
good.
And final question: how long is it going to take you to get here? How long does it take to get from Germany to here?
So we have a direct. No, we don't have a direct flight. We have a stop layover in New York. But I think I would say roughly 10 to 11 hours.
Okay.
Door to door, maybe 12. But yeah.
Well.
So we make sure we come early, so that we don't have the jet lag. So we're gonna come 1 or 2 days early. So we can visit the beautiful city of Washington.
Yes, very good. All right, well, thank you very much, Frank. And I'm going to end this interview, and I'll post this very soon.
Great. Thanks a lot, Phil. And you have a nice evening. I'm going to have a good night.
Thank you. Bye.
Cheers. Thank you. Bye-bye.